What is up, guys? So I think moving forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start freestyling videos, and no, I'm not Brett May, I'm not going to bust a rap. I'm just going to start freestyling instead of, see, what I used to do before is I would take a subject or a topic and I would put my own experiences that I've had with that subject. I would put a little bit of humor in it, I would practice the video, and then I would put it out. And over the last few weeks, I've been struggling a little bit because when I'm at my best, it's when I'm just thinking out loud. When I'm talking to myself, because I am a little bit of a weirdo. I do talk to myself. That's when I'm at my best, and I think of stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's wicked. And I think of something else. I think, oh, that's funny. But then as soon as I press record to do a video, my brain just goes blank, and I'm like, oh man. And then I can't think of what I want to say, and I'll start talking about something and I'll forget what I'm on about, so I'll backtrack and then I'll repeat it, and it's just driving me mad. I'm just thinking too hard. I'm trying too hard, I think, and that's the problem, because I put too much pressure on myself, because I want to do every day, I want to try and do a 10-minute video and just try and take 10 minutes of somebody's time and just cheer them up, or to give them something interesting to think about. Maybe they've gone through it too. Maybe they can relate to it. Maybe they agree with me. Maybe they don't agree with me. And I try and just do 10 minutes each day. But I think I've been trying too hard. So, yeah, what I'm going to do moving forward, I'm just going to take a topic or a couple topics and I'm just going to talk about it off the top of my head. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to go. So, today, we're going to talk about Danny Christie and the Deca fight, which has been cancelled now, and I'm going to talk about women. Why do they look ridiculous now? Especially the Scouse women. I don't know why they've got this thing down in Liverpool where they just get as much cosmetic surgery as possible. It's bizarre. but anyway, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So, oh yeah, before I start, good news. I've been in touch with the sheriff. He has decided he's definitely going to lose weight. He agrees he's way too fat and disgusting. So now he's cut himself down. He's only on 3 KFC buckets a day instead of 5. So good luck to the sheriff. Yeah, right, let's get into it. So Danny Christie, Deca, if you don't know who these guys are, they didn't get along years ago, or a while ago. I don't know if it was years ago. They didn't get along, so they went and got into a fight, went to meet up in a gym. Bosh, Black and Deca just knocked lumps off each other. It was a brutal fight. And both of these guys, real tough, hard men. You can't dispute that. It's there in front of us to see. I mean, it's a brutal fight. I get anxiety just watching it. So both of these guys are hard as nails. And they was going to have a rematch, but the narcissistic, arrogant Danny has decided it's not going to happen now. Which is typical of somebody with narcissistic traits. They think they're the only people in the world. And there's all these people on the undercard, all these other fighters, all these people behind the scenes working, and Danny's just thought, don't want to do it now. So they was going to have a rematch, but he's pulled the rug. And he did a video yesterday. There must have been 50 channels jumping all over it, which I understand. They're just playing the game. I mean, if you're not funny, creative, or if you haven't got any personality, just talk about somebody else. Just talk about Danny Christie and you're guaranteed at least like 1,000 views just for mentioning Danny. And a lot of these channels, they don't even SEO. I mean, listen, if you're going to review somebody's video, then review it. Put your own opinion on it. Say something funny. Don't just say what's happened. It's like when you're in prison. You get remanded, and then when you're sat in a prison cell, your solicitor will send you a letter saying, oh, you've got remanded. Telling you what you already know because you was in the courtroom at the time. And that's what these people on YouTube are doing. They're reviewing what we already know because we saw the video as well. So, I mean, if you want to do it, then review the video. Say something funny, say a couple little witty little lines. Don't just say what's happened. But they're all at it. There's loads of people jumped all over it. And yeah, if you're going to do it, say something, say anything. Anything's better than nothing. But yeah, Danny's pulled the rug and there's no more fight now. Apparently he went and doorstepped Deca because he's proper hard. Went to his house, which I don't really agree with that. but it is a personal beef. So I suppose anything goes, and plus it's Deca, and Deca is a real horrible, nasty person. I don't really call people wrong uns online because I'm not interested in it, but Deca is definitely a wrong un. He is a pervert, he's a sex case, he's horrible. There's so many things. He's a bully, he's an online harasses women, he's got charges against an 11-year-old, something else against sexual assault, and apparently he's got another one in the pipeline right now. So he'll never change. People like that never change. Deca needs to be put in a secure unit, put him in a room, you know, so we can just put him in a room with a padded wall, lock the room and throw a few porn mags in there and just leave him to go. He'll just wank himself to death. But Deca is a real horrible person, so I was hoping that Danny would put a beating on him. But then there's people saying, well, Danny's bottled it now, and I don't think he's bottled it, but you have to look at the first fight. The first fight was, in my opinion, Danny was winning the first, I don't know how many rounds it was, but Danny was winning. You know, he pieced him up, hit him with some big shots, cut his eye, cut his face, but then he started getting tired, and then Deca started coming into it, and then Deca started putting it on him, and then Danny took a knee because he was exhausted, and as always, when Deca starts to win a fight, everyone jumps in and says, oh, that's it, shake your hands, it's a draw. But I could see Deca going on to win that, if I'm totally honest. Now, I've got no against Danny, I have to say it as I see it, and what I see with Danny is he's an arrogant bully, and he's got narcissistic traits. He thinks he's better than everyone, and you just have to look at his past. Look at him when he won the BKFC title, which is a massive achievement, so he's definitely a fighting man. But then he went to McDonald's and started talking about how he doesn't have to queue up. He's the BKFC champion. I'm like, okay, that means you're good at one thing. I'm really good at chess. I'm really good at Halo. I'm really good at Call of Duty. Can I go to McDonald's now and say, oh, I'm a grandmaster at chess, I don't have to queue up here? No, you can't. And when he relapsed on drugs, what did he do? Instead of like looking at himself saying, you know what, you fucked up, this is your fault, get yourself back on track, he went mad, started banging his chest saying, I'm a real man, come and fight me. Why? You've relapsed on drugs, that's your fault. You have a word with your son. If you want to fight anyone, fight your addiction. But that's what type of person he is, and we all know what his charges he's done, and when he took the higher ground, the moral high ground with the acro, put his acro up, but then blanked half of it off, which totally defies doing it. But as a fighter, he's absolutely solid, and he's the lesser of two evils, because Deca is just a horrible, horrible cunt. He's a grass, he's a real nasty piece of work. So I really wanted Danny to put it on him, beat him up. Would he have beat him up? I don't know, because Deca's just built for bare knuckle, isn't he? He's a big, daft, ugly, thick as fuck, and he can take damage. Danny's probably the better boxer. Well, he is the better boxer. You see Deca's footwear, it's shocking. So Danny's way better at boxing. He's probably the fitter of the two. But, you know, if they both come in, like, well-prepared, trained, I don't know, I'd probably slide towards Danny, because he's got better skills and he could probably keep it long. But yeah, I think Danny would probably win it, and I'd love to see Deca get his head smashed in, but it's not happening now. He's pulled the whole thing, so imagine that. All the people behind the scenes, all the fighters on the bill, all the work that's gone into it, and now Danny's just like, I don't want to do it now, can't be arsed, I'm not going to give him note. So, but that's what narcissists do. They think they're the only people in the world. But yeah, that was the whole Danny Christie versus Deca 2. It's not happening, so onwards and upwards. Women. Why do women look ridiculous now? Especially Scouse women. I was watching a documentary the other day, and it was a murder documentary. And I was like, really invested in it, you know. This woman got murdered by some Scouse dude. And I was like, oh man, that's terrible. You know, I was getting all emotional. I really felt for this family what had a daughter murdered by this horrible scumbag. And then halfway through the documentary, they went to interview the mother. And my God, I couldn't believe it. She looked absolutely ridiculous. She had big, stupid lips. She had big eyebrows up here, like a cartoon character. Her cheekbones were out here. She had a wig on. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. She looked like, I don't know, like a porcelain doll come to life. Or like a Thunderbird's puppet or something. And then she started talking. I was like, I couldn't get past it. I just couldn't believe how ridiculous she looked. And the irony, because they do it to try and make the Sims look better, but they just look a million times worse. And that's what they look like now. Women just look like Thunderbird's puppets or spitting image puppets. You see the mouth moving, but the face doesn't move. It just looks bizarre. I don't know why they do it. I can understand if for crackheads like me, done loads of drugs over the years and all the teeth have fell out. I can understand getting some turkey teeth then, or maybe getting a few tweaks here and there. But when they look, it's unbelievable. And the worst part is all these celebrities who I used to think, wow, they're beautiful. Now they all just look ridiculous and they all look the same. Like, that's your feature. That's what makes you special, is those teeth, what you got. I could understand if they're all jagged and fucked up, then get them done. But if there's no wrong with them, that's what makes you you. That's what makes you attractive and sexy. But they don't want to. They just. I just can't believe how women look now. They just look absolute, and it's all the young women as well. It's not the older women trying to look young. The younger women, like 20-year-olds, are getting the teeth done and face done all messed up. And it's like these days, women just wake up and just put a mask on and go out. I mean, my day growing up, they put a bit of makeup on and that, but now it's just false advertising. Imagine pulling a woman, getting back to your house, and by the time she's took everything off, there'd just be like a little stick with a wig on top. But anyway, that's the video for today. So yeah, moving forward, I'm just going to pick a couple topics and I'm just going to talk about it. I'm not going to rehearse anything. I'm not going to try too hard. I'm just going to let it flow. But anyway, if you like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. March to YouTube, March to.